in the 60s during the civil rights movement, not race war, civil rights movement. The struggle was for equality of, and this struggle took place in the streets of the United States, mostly within the southern or southeastern region of the United States, but there were marches in Chicago as well, as far as the Northeast or the Midwest. And these struggles were taking place not just with black folks. Maybe you haven't heard of the three men that died. One of them happened to be white in the South. And I'm not going to go into details. You can look it up. The point I'm trying to make here is that when this was going on, it wasn't just black men, white women, white men, black women, and it was everybody taking part in this. And now here's the key point. They were all taking part of this as families. Not like the feminists want you to believe that this was something just separate. That and there wasn't no fights going on. Like I said before, there were struggles going on, ass kicking, getting hung, and getting killed, but wasn't no fighting going on unless they just desperately had to fight to survive. The idea of strange fruit didn't just happen back in the 30s. It was going on for a while. People were hanging. And that's what strange fruit is all about. Hanging dead bodies. And if you think for a minute that some man's going to die without going down without a fight, other than Emmett Till, who was a young boy, and he probably even went down fighting. But that's not what race was all about and race wars was all about. It was about equality of life. Now, here we are today, some 40, 50 years later, and the only snippets that you have is I have a dream. You don't have a clue about what even that means. Or matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, Martin Luther King wasn't the one that made that speech. He made the speech, yes, but he didn't write that speech. And I'm not going to tell you no more about that. Look it up. But today, after all of that struggle I had mentioned in your video, we have a cabinet level organization called Violence Against Women's Act, which is an office on the cabinet level that had a budget of $4.2 billion in 2012. And God knows how much their budget was since 1994 until present. And the fact of the matter is, domestic violence is still an issue. That was a feminist issue brought on by half lies and half truths. And with all of that money, nothing was solved. They got the answer. So really, what you should be doing while you're standing there talking about you want to fight and you want to do this, you need to go back to your grassroots feminists and ask them what the hell did they do with that $4.2 billion that they had in 2012. Because men didn't benefit from it at all. And I'm a victim of domestic violence. And I didn't benefit from it at all. And according to the rules that were set up by the feminists as to what domestic violence is, it's not just a physical thing. It's a mental abuse. It's a financial abuse. And these are the issues are trying to correct because we fucked it up through lies. So, however the message come across to you, shouldn't be no shock. And if you can't accept what they're saying because they may be saying something to you real harsh, shouldn't be a shock. And like Girl Writes What says, put on a big girl pair of pants and suck it up like the rest of us did. And stop telling these lies. Understand what you're talking about before you open your mouth, because I'm here now to correct you. And I got research to back my stuff up. Years of it.